Welcome everybody to some more Apex Legends. Good news, guys. I finished my barista course. A few videos ago, I mentioned how I was doing a barista course earlier this week, and it was going really well. However, when I made that video, I didn't actually finish it. I was just in the middle of it. And I did mention that I was going to make a follow-up video, basically just summarizing the whole experience and how it went. And now that I am finished the course, I wanted to make that video. Take it as sort of a review of the overall course. I'm not going to rephrase everything that I said in my previous video. If you guys can go watch that, I'm going to link it in the description below, and I'm going to run the thumbnail up across the screen if you want to check that out in case you missed it. But to summarize what I said in that video, the first few days just consisted of a little bit of theory, and then we were learning basic drinks like lattes, cappuccinos, flat whites, etc. And as we started to dive more into the course, it started to get a little bit more complicated. We started to learn other types of drinks that were a little bit less common. I don't know if I'll be able to name off every single drink that I learned, because we did learn quite a handful of them. But besides the typical three that I just named, we also learned how to do macchiatos, cortados, americanos, white americanos, chai lattes, dirty chai lattes, and then there was one that had like syrup in it and shit like that. I kind of forgot the name of it though. And then on top of learning all those extra drinks, we also went into a little bit more theory, and there were other things on the course that came up, like how to adjust your grinder, etc. But those are really technical things, and honestly, I don't want to bore you guys with the details. All of this theory and all of these different drinks that we had to learn was actually in preparation for an exam that we were going to have. And when my teacher said that we had an exam, that's kind of when I started to panic, because I realized that I was going to have to pass that exam. Not that I wasn't paying attention in class or that I wasn't engaged in what we were doing, because as I mentioned in my previous video about this topic, I loved the course. It was so fun. It was so interesting learning all these different drinks, etc. But if we didn't pass these exams, it was a big deal. We paid a good bit of money for this course, and if we didn't pass it, we would have to retake it. Now, granted, we could retake it at no extra cost, but it was just going to add a bunch of pressure. If you fucked up your first time, it was probably going to put you off of your second time, and honestly, I just wouldn't want to fail my exam. I would just like to get it my first attempt. These exams that we were going to have were going to be written and practical exams, so there was going to be, aside for the theory that we had learned in class, and then we were going to have to prepare specific drinks that the teachers told us to prepare. However, to keep it fair for all the students, everybody was going to be assigned the same drinks. You just wouldn't be able to tell anybody once you were finished your exams what drinks you had to prepare. And even if you did, it wouldn't exactly be the end of the world, because they either know how to prepare the drink or they don't. It's as simple as that. So I had the exams on Thursday because that was the last day for the actual course. There is an extra day that I'm waiting to do, which is work experience, which is not going to be this Saturday, when is actually today. It's going to be the next Saturday after this week coming up. I'm going to be working for 5 hours in a small little coffee shop. It's the coffee shop that they actually had at the course, and it's very popular. There's a lot of regulars who come in and stuff, and so they're going to be putting me in that environment. I'm going to be working properly like I would if I had a normal job. The course section is done though. I did my exams, and what came first was the written exam, which was the part that I don't know if I was more worried for that or if I was more worried for the actual practical part. I was just nervous for both of them. Everybody was nervous because we really didn't want to fail this. You know, we had worked very hard and we wanted to pass this and we wanted to do really well. And so I was thinking to myself, okay, what's the pass going to be? And then the teacher tells us that if you want to pass, you have to get 80%. And so when I heard 80%, I started to get scared, because I was like, damn, it's not like I can just scrape it with a 40% mark or something. No, I have to do really well, and that just really scared the fuck out of me. But I was just like, whatever, let's do it, let's get it over with, and if I don't do well, so be it. She told us that the exam isn't really that difficult. It's just a bunch of multiple choice questions, which was fine. That definitely calmed me down a little bit, but I was still scared because there were things that I was a little bit unsure of. However, I did study the things I was worried about, and I felt a little bit more confident once I actually got the paper. Once I was looking at the exam paper itself, I was a lot more calmed down, because I realized, you know, it's really not that bad. It was an exam consisting of 20 questions. Some of them multiple choice, some of them you had to write a little bit more. Either way, I finished the exam. The teacher went off to correct them. We were practicing different drinks and stuff because we knew that what came next was the practical side. She corrected our exams. She came back into the room and told us that not a single person failed, which was great. It was a room of 6 people and not a single person failed, which was very, very uplifting. It's just nice to know that I actually did the exam and I passed it, and it doesn't matter if I got a few things wrong or if I got a lot of things wrong. All that matters is that I did get through it. And I got my result back, and I only got one question wrong out of all those 20 questions. I got 95% on my written exam, which I was very, very proud of. I wanted to flex it on everybody, but I wasn't gonna be a dick. Overall, I was so proud of myself. I was like, wow, I really did that well. Yo, I'm in a fucking lobby with a hacker. Oh my... I knew something was fishy. People were writing in chat that this guy was a hacker, and yeah. Yo, this guy's under the fucking map. What is going on? What the fuck is going on, dude? Dude, this guy's getting reported. Oh my god. I'm not even gonna go into another game. I'm just gonna have this guy in the background. This guy has aimbot, and he can travel underneath the map. Dude, this is fucking ridiculous. I thought I was having a good game, and then all of a sudden we walk into this fucking loser. I already reported him. My teammate is spectating him, and he just told me that he reported him as well. What a fucking cunt. How do you have fun doing this? How do you have fun coming into a game like this and just fucking aimbotting and just getting easy wins? I don't understand it. I never will. Anyway, back onto the story. I was very happy with my result, and now all that was left was the practical exam, which I was very, very nervous for, but I figured, you know, I just gotta calm down. I just gotta do it, and if I fuck it up, it's fine. I can redo it. I needed to calm myself down. So the teacher took us one by one into a room, and she told us you can play music, you can play any songs that you want if it calms you down so that you're a little bit less anxious for the exam. So I decided to play Death Grips, and I told her not to judge me for my taste of music, and she said nah, she doesn't really care. So I just decided to play a little bit of Death Grips because it was something familiar, something that I enjoyed in the background while I was doing my practical exam. I believe I was listening to the first half of The Powers That Be, Niggas on the Moon. Started off with Up My Sleeves, and it just went into other songs from there. And one thing about coffee, if you guys don't know, is that the most important part of a drink is probably the milk. If you're not getting the milk correct, then you're probably not going to make a good coffee. And it was very important that the drinks she assigned to you, you got the milk correct. And she told us that if you didn't get the milk correct, if you messed up the milk, you instantly failed. That's how much weight was on the milk. That's how important it was. You had to make sure that you got the milk right. Now, very conveniently, she did make it very fair for us. She told us that we had to make 2 drinks that she picked out in a 10-minute time span. And if we made the milk and we personally weren't satisfied with it, we could say that we weren't satisfied with the milk and we could redo it as long as we were staying in the 10-minute time frame. And 10 minutes to make 2 coffees is a lot of time. You could probably make like 4 or 5 in that time. So there was not really that much pressure on you when it came to the time. So if you made the milk for the drink that she gave you and you weren't happy with it, you could actually completely redo it, which was awesome. And so the 2 drinks that she gave me and everybody else was to make a latte and a cappuccino. She didn't give us any of the more or less common drinks because she didn't really see the point. Whenever you're working in a cafe, 99% of the orders that you're getting are going to be flat white, latte, and cappuccino. So anyway, I get started with the exam. I made a latte first and then a cappuccino. I went through the entire thing. I made my milk, I made my latte, and then I prepared another milk, made another cappuccino, and I didn't have to redo any of my milks. I got them first attempt, both of them, and I was satisfied with them. I presented them to her, and she was like, okay, very good. And then she went on to the next person, and I was just waiting. I was like, okay, I really hope I did well. And then she calls me into the office where she gives me my overall result for my practical and for my written. I got 95% for my written, as I said, and then on my practical, I got 100%, baby. I straight up just fucking murdered that exam. Didn't get a single thing wrong. I even got the heart on the top. I even made the latte art, and I fucking nailed it, dude. I was so proud of myself. I did fantastic. This is probably the best I've ever done at an exam in my entire life. I hated school. I failed like most of my subjects. However, as I said in previous videos, when it's something that you're actually interested in, something that you really care about, you're probably gonna do really well at it. I'm interested in coffee. I want to work in the coffee industry, so I was definitely paying attention in class, and as a result, I ended up getting 97.5% overall if you combine the 2 exams. I don't think there's a single person who got 100%. I actually believe I was the highest in the class, just, you know, just had to flex that on you guys. And now that I've finished the exam, the only thing left to do is get my work experience out of the way, which is going to be next weekend, and I'm so excited because after I'm done the work experience, I get my certificates, I get my license to work, and I'm just going out and I'm applying at every single cafe that I can, and I'm so looking forward to getting a new job, because my current job, while it's alright, it's definitely not something that I would want to stick to for a very long time, and working in a cafe just sounds so much more chill. I remember they told us, for the work experience, just be really casual, like come in casual clothing, you know, something comfortable, maybe a pair of jeans and just a normal t-shirt, maybe a hoodie, so like I can work in a comfortable environment with people that I actually really like. Not that I don't like anybody from my current job. If anybody somehow comes across my video, I like every single person who I work with at my current job. I don't have a problem with anybody, but I want something different. I want to work in a cafe, and when I get that license and when I get my certificates, I definitely am qualified to do so. Alright, so this guy's in a 1v1 situation with the other squad. Let's see how easily he's going to pull this win off. It's gonna be a piece of cake. I mean, the dude's got fucking auto aim. Dude, just absolutely ridiculous. He's just fucking lasering everybody. Yeah, dude, that's fucking ridiculous. I mean, what a fucking asshole. Catch me, sweetie, you're a loser. Look at this. The guy even made his profile private because he knows people are gonna call him out on this. What a fucking loser. I wouldn't be surprised if he has no friends whatsoever. But anyway, the course is done. The exams went fantastic. I got work experience ready for me. And other than that, I said goodbye to everybody. I said goodbye to the teachers. And it was actually kind of sad because I developed a good friendship with these people that I was working with in that environment. And so saying goodbye, shaking their hands, and wishing them good luck wasn't exactly easy, but as Dr. Seuss once said, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. So I'm not going to be too sad about it. I am happy about this overall experience. I thought it was fantastic, and to anybody who's thinking of trying it, highly recommended, because it was just something that I'm never going to forget. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I had to say. I'm gonna wrap this video up here. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you smack the like button. If you want to stay up to date with my content, please be sure to subscribe. I'll have my last video in the corner. If you haven't checked that out already, definitely make sure to check it out. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.